Bitcoin Radio, the sound of the chain.
Hello, friends. I welcome you and hope you are all doing well. Today we're looking at the markets and the world of crypto. They're more connected than you might think.
Yeah.
We've got predictions for 2025. Big names like Bitwise and VanEck, some cool insights into how markets, think and whether we might be heading into altcoin season. And it all comes back to Bitcoin. So if you're interested in crypto,
Right.
this discussion is definitely for you. The markets, they've been a little shaky these first few weeks of January.
Yeah.
Not unusual, is it?
Not at all. The first few weeks of the year often see low trading volume. A lot of people are still on holiday. Plus, you can have these unexpected events that kind of throw things off. Just look at the recent passing of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Created an unexpected U.S. market holiday. Definitely added to the volatility.
Right. Easy to forget how much global events can, impact the markets. And of course, everyone's waiting to see how the new U.S. president will handle crypto, especially Bitcoin. A lot riding on those decisions.
Absolutely. What the U.S. does with regulation in the crypto space has huge implications worldwide. I mean, it's a major player.
Yeah.
So its decisions influence the global landscape.
Speaking of big moves, Bitwise and VanEck are both predicting that we'll see more crypto ETFs approved in 2025, not just for Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right.
What could that mean for the wider crypto world?
Well, if we see more ETFs approved, it could mean a flood of institutional investment coming into crypto.
Yeah.
If big players can easily invest in altcoins through ETFs, that could bring more stability to the market, potentially even boost Bitcoin's value as the market leader.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah.
More stability in the altcoin market could actually benefit Bitcoin in the long run. Now, one prediction that really caught my eye is that more countries might follow El Salvador's lead and adopt Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. That's a pretty bold move, and I'm curious about the potential impact.
El Salvador was definitely a trailblazer when it adopted Bitcoin as legal tender.
Yeah.
Other countries have been watching closely. If more nations, especially, major economies, start adding Bitcoin to their reserves, it could send a powerful signal about Bitcoin's growing legitimacy, its value as a store of value. Imagine if the U.S., for example, were to make that move.
Yeah.
What would that do for Bitcoin's price and global adoption?
Right.
It's a fascinating scenario to think about.
It definitely is. Now, let's talk about altcoin season.
Okay.
Something that's always on the minds of crypto investors.
Right.
There's definitely some buzz around a potential altcoin season in 2025. What are your thoughts on that, and how does Bitcoin factor into the equation?
Altcoin seasons are driven by shifts in market dominance.
Okay.
When Bitcoin's dominance decreases, altcoins tend to surge. We've seen some strong performance from altcoins lately, so it's certainly a possibility. But it's important to remember that Bitcoin is the OG cryptocurrency, the one that paved the way. It's often seen as a safe haven asset within the crypto world, similar to gold in traditional markets.
So when things are uncertain, investors tend to flock to Bitcoin for stability. But when the market feels more bullish and risk appetite grows, that's when altcoins can shine.
Exactly. When confidence is high, investors start seeking out those altcoins with greater potential for rapid growth. That's why understanding the relationship between Bitcoin's dominance and the performance of altcoins is so crucial for anyone interested in crypto.
Okay, that makes sense. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
There are some potential risks out there that could impact both traditional and crypto markets in 2025. What are some of the key risks that you think investors should be watching out for?
Well, one risk is a potential crash in NVIDIA stock. NVIDIA is a major player in the tech industry, and its performance can influence sentiment across the entire market, including crypto. If NVIDIA were to falter, it could create a ripple effect that impacts Bitcoin and the broader crypto market.
So NVIDIA's performance is something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
What are some of the other risks on the radar?
Another concern is the potential unwinding of carry trades. This strategy involves borrowing in a low interest rate currency and investing in a higher yielding asset.
Okay.
And it's something that could have a significant impact on Bitcoin if it were to unwind rapidly. It could create turbulence in the markets, including the crypto market. And we can't forget about, global events and their potential impact. Geopolitical uncertainty can definitely spook the markets, create volatility. We also need to watch China's economic performance closely.
Right.
As a major major player on the world stage. Any slowdown in China could have global repercussions, and that includes the crypto market.
It sounds like there's a lot to keep an eye on. It's easy to feel overwhelmed with all the information out there.
It's true.
How can we make sense of it all and avoid getting caught up in the hype?
Understanding market psychology can be a huge help. Markets are driven by fear and greed, which create cycles.
Right.
When fear takes over, prices drop.
Yeah.
When greed dominates, we see bubbles.
Right.
Recognizing these cycles can help you make smarter investment decisions.
So it's all about recognizing those emotional swings in the market and how they translate into trends.
Exactly. By understanding these cycles, you can start to see when it might be a good time to buy, sell, or hold your assets.
That's a helpful way to look at it. But then there's the challenge of sifting through all the noise and finding reliable information.
It's true.
Seems like everyone's got an opinion or a prediction these days.
It's true. And that's why it's so important to develop your own understanding of the market and not just blindly follow hype or influencers.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to analyze and evaluate projects for yourself, do your research, understand the technology and the potential risks involved, and be honest about your own risk tolerance.
That's good advice for anyone interested in crypto. Don't just jump in head first.
Right.
Take the time to learn and understand the market. Now, before we move on, I want to circle back to Bitcoin's potential role as a strategic reserve.
Okay.
We touched on this earlier, but I'm curious to hear more about the implications of this trend, especially if a major economy like the U.S. were to adopt Bitcoin as a reserve asset. What could that mean for the global financial system?
If the U.S. were to adopt Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, it would be a monumental shift.
Yeah.
It would signal a major change in global monetary policy and could potentially lead to a domino effect with other countries following suit. It would be a huge validation of Bitcoin's legitimacy and could significantly impact its price and overall adoption on a global scale.
That's a pretty seismic scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk a bit more about altcoin seasons. You mentioned that they're typically driven by a decrease in Bitcoin's dominance.
Right.
Can you elaborate on what drives those shifts in dominance?
Think of it this way. Bitcoin is the pioneer, the gold standard of the crypto world.
Right.
It's often seen as a safe haven asset, much like gold in traditional markets. But when the market is feeling bullish and risk appetite increases, investors often look beyond Bitcoin for opportunities with higher growth potential. That's where altcoins come into play.
Because altcoins often have more room to grow than Bitcoin, which is already established as the market leader.
Exactly. Altcoins represent a wider range of projects and technologies, each with its own value proposition and potential for innovation. So when investors are feeling confident and willing to take on more risk, they diversify their portfolios by allocating capital to altcoins. But it's important to remember that Bitcoin's performance often sets the tone for the entire market.
So even when altcoins are surging, it's crucial to keep an eye on Bitcoin's movements because it can have a significant impact on the entire crypto ecosystem.
Absolutely. Bitcoin's price action often influences the sentiment of the whole market. If Bitcoin rises, it can create a positive ripple effect that boosts altcoins. Conversely, if Bitcoin falls, it can drag the entire market down with it.
So even if your primary interest is in altcoins, it's essential to understand Bitcoin's role and influence in the crypto market.
Absolutely. It's the foundation on which the rest of the market is built.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, how can we tell if a surge in altcoin prices is truly an altcoin season or just a temporary blip? What should investors be looking for?
There's no perfect formula, but there are some things to consider.
Okay.
A true altcoin season usually lasts for an extended period, weeks or even months.
Right.
And we see a sustained upward trend across a wide range of altcoins. If it's just a few altcoins pumping for a short period, it's probably not a true altcoin season.
So it's about looking at the bigger picture and not getting distracted by short-term price fluctuations in a few altcoins.
Right. And it's important to consider the overall market sentiment. Altcoin seasons tend to happen when investors are generally feeling bullish and optimistic about the crypto market as a whole.
So a healthy and growing Bitcoin market often creates fertile ground for altcoin seasons.
Precisely. A strong Bitcoin market signals confidence and encourages investors to explore other opportunities within the crypto ecosystem. But it's essential to remember that altcoin seasons can be very volatile, prices can swing dramatically, and it's crucial to have a clear investment strategy and risk management plan in place.
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but it's important to approach any investment especially in crypto, with caution and a well-defined plan.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about how investors can effectively navigate the crypto market in 2025, particularly with all the predictions, potential risks, and the constant buzz surrounding Bitcoin and altcoins.
It can definitely be overwhelming, even for experienced investors, to sift through all the information and figure out what's truly important.
It's true. And one of the most important things is to develop your own understanding of the market. Don't just rely on what others are saying, especially in the crypto space where there's a lot of misinformation and hype.
Right.
Do your own research, understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin and blockchain technology, and be critical of the information you come across.
So it's about developing a critical eye and not just following the herd.
Exactly. Don't fall prey to the fear of missing out or get swept up in the hype. Make informed decisions based on your own knowledge and risk tolerance.
But with so many cryptocurrencies out there, how do you even begin to narrow down the options and choose which ones to invest in?
That's where a clear investment strategy comes in. What are your goals? Are you looking for short-term gains or long-term growth? How much risk are you comfortable with?
Right.
Once you have a good understanding of your own goals and risk tolerance, you can start to identify cryptocurrencies that align with those goals.
So it's about defining your investment objectives and then finding cryptocurrencies that fit within those objectives.
Precisely. And diversification is key.
Yeah.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across a variety of assets to mitigate risk.
So even within the crypto space, don't just focus on one.
Right. Explore different sectors within the crypto ecosystem, such as decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens, and metaverse projects. Each sector has its own unique set of risks and opportunities.
That's a good reminder that the crypto market is more than just Bitcoin, and it's constantly evolving, which makes staying informed so important.
Absolutely. The crypto market is dynamic.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the latest news, trends, and technological advancements is crucial.
Right.
It's not a set it and forget it kind of investment.
So it requires active monitoring and management.
Yes. You need to stay informed, adapt to changes, and adjust your strategy as needed.
Okay. Let's talk about those market cycles we discussed earlier.
Right.
We've seen them play out time and time again in both traditional and crypto markets.
Yeah.
How can understanding those cycles help investors make more informed decisions?
Well, recognizing where we are in the cycle can guide our investment strategies. If we're in a bear market, it might be a good time to accumulate assets at discounted prices.
Yeah.
During a bull market, we might consider taking profits or rebalancing our portfolios.
So it's about riding the waves of the market cycles rather than getting swept away by them.
Exactly.
But how can we determine where we are in a market cycle? Are there any reliable indicators that we can use to gauge the market's direction?
There are both technical and fundamental indicators that can give us clues.
Okay.
Technical indicators, such as moving averages and chart patterns, can help identify trends and potential reversals. Fundamental indicators, such as economic data, news events, and regulatory developments, can also provide insights into overall market sentiment.
So it's about piecing together information from different sources to get a comprehensive view of the market.
Precisely. And keep in mind that market cycles aren't always predictable.
Right.
Unexpected events can disrupt everything.
So flexibility and adaptability are essential when navigating the crypto market.
Absolutely. The crypto market is volatile and unpredictable.
Being able to adjust your strategy based on changing conditions is critical. Now, before we move on to some of the more futuristic predictions, I want to touch on a topic we discussed earlier: the potential for a Bitcoin ETF.
Okay.
What are some of the unique challenges and considerations for a Bitcoin ETF, and how might its approval impact the market?
A Bitcoin ETF would be a significant development for the crypto market. It would provide a more regulated and accessible way for institutional and retail investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin. However, there are some unique challenges.
Go ahead.
Regulators are concerned about market manipulation, custody security, and the volatility of Bitcoin.
Right.
They want to ensure investor protection and market integrity.
So these concerns are understandable, given the nascent nature of the crypto market compared to traditional financial markets.
Absolutely. So to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this discussion. We hope you found it valuable and insightful.
We encourage you to continue your own exploration of the crypto market. Do your research, stay informed, and most importantly, don't be afraid to ask questions and challenge assumptions.
That's great advice. And remember, as always, this discussion has been for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Please leave a like, or even better, subscribe to this channel. And bye, friends.